there's one going around. Welcome, welcome, race fans. This is Ron with Bigg Wizurd TV. We are live, and we are on the air. We've got another race just starting right now. This is the last 2 minutes of the practice session. We are at the East to West Racing GT3 Challenge, sponsored by, we're here. We're sponsored by Stair Fittings Incorporated. Stair Fittings Inc., where you can find all of your needs for your stairs, stair parts, treads, risers, accessories, handrails, anything you need, they got it. If it has something to do with your stairs, you can get it from them. Orders.stairfittings.com. Give them a call. Check them out. They're in Salt Lake City, Utah area. You can give them a call. They will take care of you however they can. Good stuff. Good people. Good stuff. Also, Grandpa's Kitchen. Grandpa's Kitchen, makers of a 1-to-1 gluten-free flour substitute. Grandpa's Kitchen makes some incredibly good substitute flour. I've had it. I've eaten cookies and cakes and all kinds of good stuff with them. Solid stuff. Tastes great. Can't tell.
Brandon, I'm sorry about that, man. I was trying to recover. I didn't even know you was behind me.
And practice is now over.
You're good. I thought I was going to miss you over there, and you came back over. No worries.
Practice is now just about done. Guys are chatting on the radio. They're not using the Discord lobby tonight, so that's a little different.
Of the week, Brett.
But we have 16 drivers on the racetrack. Track temp at 128 degrees. And race control should be in here shortly. I haven't seen them or heard them yet, but we usually have race control on this one. And with 16 drivers out here, it could be important. Might be. We had some really good battling in the JNR Craftworks race, but the times weren't quite as close. If you look at this, 10 drivers within 9/10 of a second. 11 drivers within 9/10 of a second of the lead, and the lead is 50.200 on this small racetrack in Connecticut. Lime Rock Park is where we're at. GT3 cars, there's 8 possible. We've got about 5 in the field. There are mostly Porsches. Ferraris ruled the last one, but the Audi won, and now there's a bunch of Porsches, and we are out to qualifying. Qualifying has begun, and they are out in a hurry to get in line. There's a lot of cars. It's going to be tight out there for qualifying to get some clean laps. Let me hit the points real quick while we can. Make sure I don't have anything muted. Make sure you can hear me. Make sure I'm alive. Let's see. Points. This is the GT3 Challenge. Brandon Dooley out front with a 500-point lead over Josh Baling, followed by a 33-point gap to third to Kyle Robinson. Brandon Dooley and Kyle Robinson on the same team out here. That is DRS Simsport. And Josh Baling paired up with Jason Rabe. Jason's in P6 in points. They are in Dad Bod Racing. That's Jason right there. And those guys are second in the team points, and Josh is second in the overall points. So Brandon, Josh, Kyle is the top 3. Emmett Lindquist, I don't see Emmett on track tonight. Independent driver, no team there. Rich Hibbs, also an independent in P5. Now, one thing you got to remember, this is the number. We have 39 races counting, and many of these drivers have only got 36 races counted so far. I say 39 and 36 because we count qualifying, sprint, and the race as a separate race in the points, because all of them gain points. So you can only get a maximum of 39. Josh has hit the max, as well as Jason, as well as Ryan Fry. Everybody else still gaining points tonight. So Jason and Josh, who right now are they're out on the track. They're number 1 and 2, so they're on top of the timing board for now. Brandon just rips off 51.9, Kyle 51.6. That's on their first lap out. These times are going to tumble. Even with 130-degree track temp, I think we're probably going to come really close, if not pushing into the 49s. We'll see. They've got light fuel. They got these things set up to really rip and roar here for the qualifying session. Adam Novotny with a 50.5. First guy into the 50.5s. Richard Wishon after Jason Raven, 7th place. Kevin Cantonio, Philip Scott, Adam Novotny are your top 10 in the series. And with the 16 guys out there, it is going to be close. These guys are all super fast. We'll see how this one plays out. Oh, as we watch Richard Wishon, a little bit wide there on downhill, on the exit of downhill. Only a few corners here. There's only 9 corners here at Lime Rock Park. The chicane counts for 3 of them, where usually uphill is 1 corner, and the chicane now makes it a couple. So 5 and 6 and 7 on the uphill. Down the long straight into Big Bend, that's turns 1 and 2. Let's see if we can join in with somebody here. Maybe we can jump in with... let's see who's coming on. Maybe Brandon. I don't know if Brandon's going to do another one right now. We upped the number of laps they can do. They can do up to 14 laps on this one. Had a little issue with the positioning of the cars in the pit lane last week, and I bumped it up so they could do more laps. So let's see. Let's see if Brandon's going around again. Looks like he might be. Let's go to the cockpit cam. We'll take you around here. If I can find the camera, there it is. That was turns 1 and 2. Now he's into turn 3. This is left-hander.
Oh,
the turns here are pretty easy to understand. This is right-hander, you know, because you're going left, then you're going right. All the way out to the edge, across that little patch, and down into uphill. This is no name straight, and then down into uphill. Across these chicane bumps, if you hit one of those bumps, it will actually launch your car into the air very violently. So this is West Bend, and then on to downhill. You try to carry as much speed as you can through downhill. It's all about momentum here. You don't want to lose anything. You don't want to give up any time. And that was Brandon with a 50.436 for the pole, provisional pole right now. Brandon Dooley at the point. Adam Novotny currently in 2nd spot. He's going around left-hander here into right-hander and down no-name straight. If you catch right-hander just right, you can hit the gas way early and carry a lot of speed down that little no-name straight. Be real careful over those bumps. Adam, one of the quicker drivers on the circuit, puts them together one at a time. Hasn't got, I think he did get a win just last week, I believe it was. Maybe, no, it wasn't him last week. I don't have my score page up to say when they got wins, but Adam does have a couple wins. What we're going to do right now is we're going to jump into, at the end of qualifying here, another 9 minutes of qualifying, we're going to jump into a sprint race. That's going to be a 15-minute sprint race. And at the end of that sprint, we're going to flip the top 8. We're going to go again. Now, with as tight as these guys are, already you can see the top 8 are all in the 50-second mark. From 50.4 to 50.9, just 0.4 seconds separating the top 8 right now. At the end of the race, at the end of the sprint race, we're going to flip that around, and we're going to put the 8th position finisher in the sprint at the pole. We're going to send them out again for twice as many, or a little more than twice as many laps. 40-minute will be our feature race. So 8.5 minutes left here in the qualifying session. Let me know you're out there. Hey, DC Dave, how's it going, man? Nice to have you on board. I don't know if you're one of our regulars or if you're one of our new drivers that just joined us. Appreciate you being on the stream with me, though. Thanks for joining, and hope we have a great race to watch. That last one was pretty good. If you managed to catch that one, this one is going to be even better. Just watching the times, Adam Novotny takes the top spot. Richard Wishon just takes it right away. And that gap is less. That's 3 1/1000ths of a second is the difference there, is it? No, that's 1 100th of a second. Very, very slim margins up at the top. Top 3 drivers separated by about 5 100ths, 6, 7 100ths of a second. So. Keeping an eye on Adam here. Let's check out somebody else that's going around. Let's take a peek at Jason Rabe here. Jason and Josh have the same livery here, so you won't be able to tell them apart except for the number. This one has the little white 2 in the middle of the yellow hood there, and a 2 on the side. But not the easiest ones to pick out from each other. But this is Jason. Josh is in the number 1. Looks just like it. Teammates, Dad Bod Racing. You can see the awesome Dad Bod logo there on the side. Trucker hat and all included. It's good to have everybody out here on East to West Racing. This is a great series. A lot of fun. A lot of drivers making it really fun for everybody. Especially on the short little track that we're on tonight. Maybe I can get you some stats. I still have 6.5 minutes. Why not get some stats, man? Do your job, right? Lime Rock Park, I don't know if you know this, but Lime Rock Park is actually the 3rd oldest racetrack in the U.S. I believe Sebring and Indianapolis are the other ones. 65 years. They've been racing at Lime Rock Park since 1957. They've had Grand Am, NASCAR, SCCA, Trans Am, IMSA, Le Mans, American Le Mans, all different kinds of series. The original track layout is what we're racing on right now. This is the track layout that was made in 1957. They did repave it back in 2008, and that's the scan we have, is the more recent scan. The legends that have raced at Lime Rock include Mario Andretti, Dan Gurney, Jeff Brabham, Paul Newman, Derek Bell. Just some great drivers have been out there at Lime Rock. And what a great place to race and to watch a race. Really good action. It's really hard to pass here. The track is super, super tight. And it is definitely a lot of fun to race on. I just finished that race just a few minutes ago in the JNR Craftworks series. I'll tell you what, it was a blast. Let's see. SCCA races up there quite a bit. Yeah, I've been around since 1957, and just some great racing opportunities, great racing action there at Lime Rock Park. My name's Ron. I'm here in the broadcast booth for Bigg Wizurd TV tonight. I'm not a 50-second driver. I'm more of a 52-second driver. So I'm not going to be in the way tonight. I'm going to let these guys run. And I'm going to sit here in the broadcast booth. What's interesting to note here is we have a pile of Porsche 911 GT3Rs out there on the racetrack. This is the new 992 version of the Porsche. And it's kind of like one of those, everybody's doing it, right? I mean, because there's 6 of them right here between 4th and 10th. 6 of the 7 cars there between 4th and 10th are the new Porsche. But what I'm noticing is Richard Wishon out in the front of the field is in an Audi. Adam and Brandon running the very familiar BMWs, and they are 2nd and 3rd, starting up in the front right now. The Porsches are trying to catch, but have not yet been able to do it. So they're trying, they're pushing hard, but they haven't got it. TJ Allman in the 83 Pfaff Plaid paint job. Oh, and he loses it coming off downhill. Oh, and then so does Josh. Josh right behind him. A little loose off downhill. Trying to get every ounce they can out of the car down into downhill there. That corner is absolutely crazy. Pretty close to flat out coming down the hill there. That downhill. .361, 50.378, 50.389 are your top 3. All very close together. Hundreds. Less than hundreds separating the top drivers. Team Championship, DRS SimSport out front, Dad Bod Racing in second, Dodging Obligations. That is Richard Wishon and his dad Rick. You can see him there in first and 8th place so far in the qualifying session. Fueled by Malt, that's Adam Novotny with Morgan Teggy, but Morgan is spectating tonight. Hopefully he's on watching the stream with us. If you're out there, Morgan, hey, how you doing? Hope everything's going well and you're recovering or recuperating or however you want to call it in the best way possible and safely at home, not out driving around on that motorcycle. Brandon just takes the top spot away by a couple of hundredths as TJ takes the out route and decides to go on the non-chicane version of downhill. That'll nullify his lap. And he's going to try it again. Josh with a hard push down the downhill area here. We'll see if he can get a good lap in. He is up to second now, 50.342 into P2. Outside of row 1 so far. That was Josh Bailing just finishing up his fast lap. Down to a minute and a half left in qualifying. Most of these guys at this point have done their due and they are going to call it. Josh still out there. Philip Scott still out there. Philip's usually quite fast and I haven't seen him yet. He is out here in the 99 running the very familiar Mercedes. See if he can improve his time. He's just kind of getting it started. 51.3, so about a second off the pace in 12th position. We have 14 drivers within a second of the lead. Of the leader with the lap time. Of the 16 drivers, 14 of them are within a second. You're not going to see a whole lot of gap here on this one. As we get it started, 35 seconds left in qualifying. The qualifying session will end abruptly. If they don't make it around, they won't be able to finish the lap because this one is a heat race run and the session ends at the timer. So here's Philip Scott trying to improve his time. He's got 17 seconds. He will make it across the line. Does he improve from the 51.3? He does. 50.8, putting another driver in the 50s. That's 9 drivers in the 50-second mark, all within a half a second of the lead. And the session has ended. That is it. We are done. Dunzos, and we are getting ready now to line them up. Brandon Dooley takes the top spot. Josh Bailing outside front row. Richard Wishon, Adam Novotny, row 2. Kyle Robinson and Jason Rabe, row 3. Drew Schiller, Philip Scott are going to be on row 4, followed by Rick Wishon and TJ Allman on row 5. Brett Fay and Ryan Fry both raced in the previous race with me. Those guys are going to be on row 6. Greg Proschnell, Gray Welch, also from the previous race, on row 7. And Todd Schwartz is going to be on row 8. 15 drivers took the qualifying session, got some times. We'll see if the last driver that didn't get a time will join us or not. I don't know if they will. And I don't know who it is because I don't see a 16th driver, but it says I have 16. So we'll see how that rolls out. They are lined up on the grid. We are getting ready for the start of the sprint race. We'll kind of keep an eye on the front of the pack as they get going here. That's going to be Brandon Dooley on the point right now. And he's going to be diving down hard into turn 1. Standing start here for East to West Racing's GT3 Challenge Series. Makes it even harder. You've got to have a clean start or you're going to get toasted off the line. Everybody out here has practiced the starts. They've done everything they can to make it so they can get it ready, get it right. 15 minutes, 18 laps is the time and the distance. And last time we went around, it did just about that. The lights are on, and we are green flag racing. Go, go, go. Bernie with the flag. He drops the green, and away they go. Jason with a good jump gets down to the inside, but Brandon is going to take that lead into turn 1. He's being followed by Richard Wishon and Josh Bailing, Kyle Robinson as they start to sort through and stay right together in a lump as they hit left-hander for the first time. Brandon with a small lead. The battle for second place not a small lead. These guys are nose to tail. As Richard Wishon trying to stretch out in front of Josh Baling here as they're coming down through No Name Straight into the uphill chicane. And we'll see if they can all make it through that one clean. Looks like they do. A couple bumps. A little bouncing off the... A little bit of bouncing off the curbs there. That is not good for your car. And Greg Prochnow is back as well as Ryan Fry. So something happened to these guys. Let's see if we can figure out what that was off the start. There they are together. Bump into the right-hander. They both kind of collect it. Get it back going again. Ryan Fry takes off again. Loses a bunch of spots. Not going to be happy for him. He had a problem in the last race. In the sprint. He couldn't get the car to go. And ended up dropping out of the sprint, out of the feature. The sprint race did fine. Was battling up front for the lead. But here we go up front at point. Brandon Dooley back up into uphill for the second time. This is the key. If they can run this uphill clean every lap, they'll be all right. If they hit those turtles, though, I'll tell you what, it'll damage your car. It'll throw you around. It will make a big mess. And that is not what you want to see. Kyle Robinson has moved into third. And Josh Baling is slow. No. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Josh. Whoop. I didn't do what I wanted. Josh, where are you, Josh? Oh, that didn't work. Yep, not sure what happened. Not sure what happened. We are going to continue on. Up front, Brandon Dooley, followed by Richard Wishon. The gap closing up now. They were kind of pulling away. These two together starting to pull away from the rest of the field. And they are doing a pretty good job. Kyle Robinson in third is also trying to put some distance between him and Adam Novotny. As the drivers starting to stretch out, but still really close together. Everybody in the top 7 within 5 seconds of the lead. And the jump between second and third is a full second. So I'm sure Kyle's going to try to close that gap here. As TJ Allman's dropping back, let's see if we can figure out what happened to TJ in the 83 car. Ooh, looks like TJ goes off into turn 1 here. He's going to, sliding it around, goes off the racetrack, gathers it right back up, but loses a pile of spots getting back on the racetrack. TJ not going to be too thrilled with that as we go back to the battle in the front. Brandon and Richard starting to pull away a little bit. Now this is 18 laps. They're on lap 4. These laps go by extremely fast, just clipping off to lap number 5 now. These are very quick laps through here. And Adam taking a peek on the inside there of Kyle. See if he can get that spot away. Adam trying to get those points. Only the top 5 drivers are going to get points in this sprint race. So we're going to invert the top 8, but you can't just lay back and go to 8th. You get 0 points. First place in the sprint gets you 100. 5th place gets you 20, and they break down 20 points each between them. And you want to at least be in the points there to get precious points, because everybody 6th and lower in the sprint have 0. So you can make up a lot of ground in these sprints if you do well and get up front. And that's what Brandon is trying to do, is trying to stay out front. He is the championship leader at the moment, and he is trying everything he can to stay there. And with lap 5 in the books, down into turn 1 they go, and Brandon stays out front, followed by Richard, Kyle, Adam, Jason, Drew, Philip, Rick, Brett, and TJ are your top 10. TJ putting some pressure on here to Brett Fay. Brett ran in the last race. Oh, and TJ gets a run. You got him. TJ got him right there. He went by. A great pass right there. Let's see if we can catch that on the instant replay. Just gets him off the right-hander and down No Name Straight. Just takes this position away. Great pass by TJ there. That was for P9. And 9 is very important. If he can get up to P8, even with that spin, if he can get up one more spot, he gets that coveted transfer position. If he can't get the points, you might as well go for the spot and try to get P8. Right now, Rick Wishon has it. Rick Wishon got it. He got a good jump on the last race. He managed to get out front early, and he was gone. Nobody could catch him. This time, I have a feeling that on the invert, the top 8 being running 51.3, their top speed, and the top drivers in the 50.5s, I think the invert's going to cause quite a disturbance. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays out. Gray Welsh in trouble. Gray Welsh in the Gray, what number are you? 19 car has had an incident. Coming through left-hander, he comes around and he comes across the racetrack. Tries to hold it in, but he's trying to get going again. Has to hold and wait for everybody to go by. Oh, terrible spot he's in. He's going to try to do this without going out of the racetrack. But yeah, not what he wanted. Definitely not what he wanted. The leader's not really getting away. Brandon's pulling away a little bit. He's got 7/10, and then there's another second to Kyle Robinson here from Richard. We'll see if they can hold that gap. Adam Novotny right on Kyle's tail, and Jason Rabe right there in the wings, waiting for anything to happen to see if he can take advantage. But top 5 still within just 3.5 seconds of the lead. Brandon hails from Ohio. He is part of the Buckeye Racing Endurance team. They run a lot of endurance races with a bunch of other guys from Ohio and do very well. I've been on the air watching those guys with the 12 hours of Sebring, watching them win one of those. They've won Petit Le Mans. They've done top podium finishes for Le Mans and Daytona and lots of other races. Great drivers in the group there. Brandon Dooley, one of them, and he is currently on the point, trying to put a gap between him and Richard. Richard coming in from Virginia, I believe, or Tennessee. Might be Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee, over by the Virginia border. Kyle Robinson, I also believe, is in Tennessee. Oh, and Kyle goes wide in 2 there. He comes out of Big Bend really wide, gives Adam a chance to peek in there. Nothing doing. It looks like he's trying a little late apex action on these corners, see if he can catch up to the guys in front of him, but it looks to me like he's losing a little ground. 1.6 now the gap between second and third, back to Kyle. Adam Novotny, one of the Buckeye boys, he is also from Ohio. And Rick Wishon just gets by Drew Schiller. We got something going on here. Let me see if we can figure out what happened to Drew. He might catch some grass here on right-hander. I've done this myself. Yep, caught the grass on right-hander. Around he goes. And that is going to really put a damper on his night. Well, I put an invite out there, but I put it in the wrong place. So anyway, Rick Wishon also dropping down. Jason Bailing, or Josh Bailing. Drew Schiller back to the back of the pack. He's in the pits. Gray Welch back on the racetrack. Kyle Robinson still battling here for third, and they're losing touch with the leaders. Brandon Dooley out front in the 14 car. With only just a small gap here, 0.3 of a second as they go up.
Stand inside, go to my left, go left.
Well, that is Richard, or Rick. Rick has had a problem. Let's see what happened to Rick. Coming down the downhill area and just loses it. That is so easy to do. Hits the wall real hard, and then he pulls it right into the pit lane. Unfortunate. And now I think Greg Prochnow has also had a problem. Unless he's just in the back. He might just be in the back already. Okay. I think I got it all. TJ has lost a couple spots, and he is now in the pits as well. See if we can figure out what happened to TJ. Also on downhill, just loses it, comes inside, hits that wall. This is the exact same thing that Rick did, except TJ's ended up with his car upside down. So he's going to have to tow that back to the pits. And TJ might be in for the day. As we watch Josh Bailing here in 11th spot. I'm not sure how he got back to 11th. He had a little problem early on, but I put him way back behind Gray Welch. And Josh is going to try to get back up into those good transfer spots. Right now, Ryan Fry in the 616. He's running in that P8 spot. Philip Scott right in front of him. And they are trying to chase down Brett Fay. Brett with a 3-second gap there to these two. It is so difficult to pass here. These guys are a lot more spread out than they thought they would be at this point in the race, but they're in little pairs. Brandon and Richard right together, Kyle and Adam right together. Jason's kind of hanging on behind those guys. Top 5 still right together, only 4 seconds separating the top 5. And we are on lap 14 of 18 already. We're going through left-hander here. And these guys, with 50-second laps, this is going to be over in a hurry. Oh, and Jason, both of them under pressure. Gray Welch, looks like Josh has gotten by Gray. That's a spot, that's P10. Not quite enough though, he needs to get a little higher up. Ryan's still battling here with Brett. This battle here, Ryan probably wants to stay right where he is to get the pole position and not lose that. From the point of Kyle Robinson.
I'm not going to pass you, Jason.
Still holding on to P3, and some of these guys, I was talking to a couple of drivers last night.
I'm not for position. I'm lap driving. You know that.
And they were saying how difficult it was to race on this track, and how difficult it was just to lock it down and get it completely dialed in. Obviously, Brandon, Richard, Kyle, Adam, these guys have got it dialed in, but that's not everybody. I mean, they might be able to put a lap in, but to be able to put 18 consecutive laps in, that's a different story. Obviously, we were all within, just a few tenths at the start after qualifying. But now that we are 15 laps in on this race, the outcome has changed. As we start lap 16, Brandon's going by the front as he is catching up with lap traffic. That's TJ Allman right in front of him, and he's in P14. Brandon, the leader, has caught TJ, and he is just within, looks like about a second now. TJ is going to have to back out, let these guys go. He doesn't want to change the outcome of this race. The leader and second place right behind him. Let's see if he can find a good spot. Maybe the front straight, he'll let him go by. I don't know. Maybe he won't let him go by at all. Maybe being close competition here and trying to get by, maybe they'll make a mistake and gather up, close the gap even closer. I don't know. We'll find out. Right now, Brandon using the advantage of this draft, and there goes TJ. He is not one.
Thanks, TJ.
He is not one to block anything or cause any problems. So he's right out of the way. Let's the leaders go by. 1-2 into turn 1. And this is lap 17. We just got 2 to go as we coming around here. Brandon Dooley from the point the whole way. He will, if he can hold on, he will start in 8th position and flip the order. And he'll have his work cut out for him to try to get by these guys. All of them very, very fast in the top 8. Brandon Dooley, Richard Wishon, Kyle Robinson, Adam Novotny, Jason Rabe are your top 5. A little bit of a gap then back to the number 317, Brett Fay. Philip Scott, Ryan Fry in 7th and 8th. Those guys still pretty close together. And then Todd Schwartz running back there a few seconds off of Ryan. White flag is in the air. White flag this time by, that was Bernie waving away as they went across the start-finish line. Final lap. Can Brandon hold on? Can he get this? Richard Wishon getting the fastest lap of the race. Not so far. That's a 53.530 or 50.530, and that's good for a few points. That's like 30 points. And since your 5th place driver only gets 20 points in the race, a 30-point bonus is a great bonus, a good thing to have. See if he can hold on to that as they all come across the finish line for the final time. There they go through West Bend. Brandon Dooley out front, followed by Richard Wishon right on his tail. Jason Rabe gets by Adam Novotny. Adam Novotny has spun as the leaders go by the front. Adam
Run,
Novotny
Brandon.
loses it in the chicane. He's trying to catch. He's in fourth. And he hits the turtle. Oh, I told you that was devastating. He should have listened. He should have listened. He could have held on there for fourth, and he has dropped back, way back, and comes across the line now, and he is going to be in... Whoa. I believe that's going to put him back to 7th position. But that puts Adam in 6th, Philip Scott in 7th, and Ryan Fry with that coveted spot in 8th position. That was pretty intense. But that was the first one. That was just the sprint. That was all that was the sprint. So now we're going to fire it up again. We're going to flip them around. We're going to wait 3 minutes. We're going to let these guys get a little warm-up time, and we're going to talk about our sponsor, Stair Fittings Incorporated. Orders.stairfittings.com. You check them out. They've got everything you need for your stairs. Call them up. Talk to Karen. Tell her you need what you need, and they'll take care of you. Right here in Greater Salt Lake City area, taking care of needs all over the West. The Grandpa's Kitchen folks over there, grandpaskitchen.com, they make that gluten-free flour. You can get 10% off at Grandpa's Kitchen every order if you use the code BWTV. That's Bigg Wizurd TV. BWTV is the code. 10% is the discount. Every order, all day, every day. 10% off at grandpaskitchen.com. If you know somebody that's struggling with celiac disease and you need to have somebody that's gluten-free or needs some gluten-free flour and still wants to bake goods, that is the answer. And I'll tell you what, it's good stuff. I've had it all. It's good stuff. And I like cake and cookies. That's one of my favorites. So good stuff. Let's see. Also, JNR Craftworks, JNRCraftworks.com. You check those guys out. They have all kinds of just artwork, and he makes like art for your like for your home decorations. He'll do ornaments. He'll do T-shirts. He's got some really amazing looking trophies that he makes for our series and our league. JNR Craftworks, check them out. JNRCraftworks.com. Sponsor of our JNR Craftworks GT3 Contender Series that was just on just a little bit before this one. You can check out all the action from that race. Not with a broadcaster, but with simulcast from the lobby, the Discord lobby. I'll tell you what, sometimes that can get pretty dicey and very exciting. As all the drivers, you can hear them talking to each other as we're driving around in the JNR Craftworks race. Good stuff, good times. That one is just before this one, and you can catch it at Bigg Wizurd TV. That's tv.bigwizurd.com. And you can find us out there on YouTube, YouTube/C/Bigg Wizurd. All right, where are we now? We are just less than a minute away from the grid starting up here at the feature race. Now, the feature race is going to be about 41 minutes. And we'll get the lap count here as soon as it pops up in about 30 seconds. But this one's going to be crazy. Big shout out, congrats to Brandon Dooley. Brandon with the win on the last sprint race. It's going to put him back to P8. And then Rick Wishon in second spot. Kyle Robinson in third. All really good points for those guys. Adam Novotny was right there and lost it and dropped out of the points.
Or somebody who's racing for right now? Can we get a mic check?
I think we might be short on race control tonight.
It should be Jaden if he's here. Has he said anything? Because nobody's heard race control. I have not heard anything come through.
Me neither. I don't think he's here.
Yeah, warm-up has ended. The driver's questioning whether our race control is on. I do not believe they are. We'll have to see if we hear anything from him. But so far, no noise from race control. But we have 15 drivers on the racetrack right now. And that's going to be Ryan Fry up front. He's going to be taking the top spot as we start here when he logs into the car. What camera? How come we're not? Where's our cameras? There we go. There's a good angle for the start. We're going to watch it right from there. Still waiting for a couple. There's Ryan in the 616 SimCube Porsche alongside the 99 Total Nonstop Racing entry from Philip Scott. And that's in the Mercedes. Still got another minute waiting for a couple drivers to check in. Looks like Josh Bailing's our last one to drop into the server. He's in. The lights are ready. System is staged. Ready for green. And there's Bernie. Dropping the flag, and away we go. Oh, and a great jump by the 99 and the 326. It looks like Ryan's going to have to give up that lead into turn 1. Adam Novotny has the point with the great start. Ryan with a good turn 1 and 2 is going to hold on to second spot, and that's pushing Philip Scott, who had a great launch, back into 4th position as Jason Rabe really coming in hard on this start. Let's get a little wider angle here. Not in the trees, folks. As they go uphill, into uphill. Jason right now in 3rd. Adam Novotny out front with the jump. Adam with a great launch, and he is moving. He is checking out already. He is wanting this one. Already pulling out a 1 second gap as they cross the start-finish line from lap 1. And Adam Novotny is on it. The 616, Ryan Fry in 2nd spot. It's hard to pass here. Jason Rabe in 3rd. And then we've got Philip Scott in the 99. He is in P4. He is very closely followed by Richard Wishon, Kyle Robinson, and his teammate Brandon Dooley in P7. 48 laps will be the total count. We're on lap 2 right now. And they're just going down No Name Straight, coming into uphill. And they are nose to tail as expected, except for our leader, Adam Novotny, jumped out in front. Adam won the open wheel Formula 4 series last season. So you can see that little C next to his name. He's one of our current reigning champions in the series. And these guys are going after it. Morgan Teggy is our reigning champion here in GT3 Challenge Series. Morgan not here tonight. Oh, and that is Todd Schwartz with an issue. Let's see if we can catch what happened to Todd coming down the hill. Did he have any help, or was that just Todd spinning? That downhill section is so tight. He's got TJ Allman right behind. He goes around the corner. TJ may have touched him. It was super, super close. Not sure if that was contact or not, but around he goes. I'm not race control, so I'm not going to sit here and try to figure that one out, but that is a definite blow to Todd Schwartz and his efforts tonight. Jason Rabe, or Josh Bailey, sorry, messed up the car there, right behind Brandon Dooley. That's for 7th and 8th, and they are chasing number 28, Kyle Robinson, in that red Porsche. So that would be would that be a BMW sandwich? We got the Porsches from Kyle and Josh surrounding the number 14. This battle for second is piling up as the 616 holding off all oncomers. So hard to pass here. Jason trying to go around the outside through right-hander does not, or left-hander does not make it work. Loses a little bit of ground to Philip Scott, and he's going to try and line it up again, but they have not been able to figure out how to get by. Oh, Richard Wishon around the outside with Philip Scott side by side. Can they go side by side through there? No, they cannot. Richard goes back in line. Kyle Robinson with a major issue. Kyle not going to be happy with that one as he goes out through the chicane, hits the turtle, bounces off the side, has to go to the outside road. Luckily, there's not any physical damage on the car, but that took him from 7th place back to 10th place. Just boom, just like that. And that
Ron, I know you're out there commentating, but if you can go back and review that and get a call, it would be awesome.
Yeah, well, I apologize to the guys. I cannot make calls in the race, so there's no way I can do that. But we're going to keep it going. Richard, I know he was trying to get alongside. We can go back and take a peek. Don't think there's anything going on there. Richard did get a run off the no-name straight. Bump. That was all Kyle. I don't even have any way to key in a mic to tell him what's going on. So watching Kyle try to get back in. He is now back up to 8th. Just got by Greg Prush now. Rick Wishon dropping back behind Gray Welch. Rick in the pit lane. Let's see if we can catch. So what happened to Rick? No, I can't see what happened to Rick. Jump back to the front. Wow, we got all kinds of stuff going on. Brett Fay in the 317 having a little problem. Oh, that's the number 1. The number 2, Jason Rabe. Trying to get by. Close. Looks like Brett lets him go. We definitely do not have race control on here tonight. Let's go back up to the point here. A lot going on, but Adam Novotny out in the front as he hits uphill, and he has a huge 8-second lead now over Philip Scott. Not sure what happened to the 616. There's just too much going on, too many requests. 616 is in the pit lane. I can see if I can figure out what happened, but that might take a minute. I can't get him. No, I can't get him, and he's off the racetrack, so I cannot figure that one out. Philip Scott moved into 2nd spot. Richard Wishon in 3rd. Brandon Dooley in 4th, followed by Josh Baling. There's the group. And they are followed by Jason Rabe and Brett Fay, Kyle Robinson. I missed a bunch on that one. There was a lot going on at the same time. I apologize for not being able to catch the action, but we are still rocking and rolling. Philip Scott in 2nd. Richard Wishon trying again through No Name to see if he can get alongside. He gets a run on him here off the right-hander. Gets along the side, but just cannot finish that pass as they go into uphill. And Brandon Dooley right behind. As they come off here into West Bend, he's still trying to get a line to try to get around to these corners. He's got that Audi really hooked up. He's going to have to try to do it on this straightaway, and I don't know if he's got enough juice to pass that big V8 down the long straightaway here. We'll see. He's right behind him, has the draft. Will he pull out and try it? Looks like the 99 is going to give him the outside. The 974 goes around the outside and makes the pass. Great move around the outside. That is impressive. Late braking by Richard. And running pretty good. I don't know where I can go to tell these guys anything. He's muted anyway, so I can't do anything. And I have no way to put any notes up on the screen, so they're going to have to wait till post-race to find out about that one. Adam Novotny way out in front now, almost a 10-second lead. It is a long race. They will have to make a pit stop. This isn't over yet. Adam Novotny does have a great lead out here, but there are a lot of fast drivers out there. He does currently have fastest lap of the race with a 50.7. These guys full fuel, not running those 50 times much. Jason Rabe has. Kyle Robinson gets by Brett Fay. Going into turn 1. Great move there. Kyle, very fast car today. And immediately sets his sights on Jason Rabe. Uphill, try to avoid those turtles. If you hit those bumps, it's lights out. Richard is pulled away from Philip Scott, and Philip has now come into the clutches of Brandon Dooley, our current points leader. Brandon right on the rear bumper here as they're coming down Sam Posey straightaway and into turn 1. Brandon has been quick all day in that number 14. Oh, and he gets along the inside. Oh, but he does not far enough. Trying to give the 99 a little bit of warning that he's coming. Good run off right-hander. Can he get down on the inside as they go into the chicane? Too wide through the chicane is not usually a good idea. So Brandon holds off and decides to wait a little bit for a little bit better timing as the 99 goes up the hill quickly and puts the gap back in front of him or back behind him. Some great racing action all through. Josh Baling Jason Rabe right behind these two, waiting for their spot, and they're being chased down by Kyle Robinson, followed by Brett Fay, Greg Prochnow, Greg Welch, rounding out the top 10. Brandon trying to find a line through that in Big Bend into turn 1 and 2. Not working that time. He's going to see what he can do. He's a little quicker through these left-hander, right-hander, no-name straight areas. We'll see if he can make anything happen before he gets to uphill. You've got to have the pass at least be alongside by the time you get to uphill. You're not going to get anywhere. I'm getting a lot of messages from somebody, but I'm not on that device and I cannot see them. Reviews post-race on this one. We've got, it's like 14 of the drivers still on the racetrack. Ryan Fry has retired. Incident with Jason Rabe early on. Put Jason back in the pack and Ryan to the pit lane. This is the battle for third. Philip Scott currently holds it. Brandon Dooley currently wants it. And he's got Josh Bailey, Jason Rabe right behind him. Kyle Robinson is gaining on these guys. And he is going to be right with them here in no time. We've got lap 13 of 48. A little too early for pit stops, but you might start seeing them happening. We'll see if anybody decides to drop in to the pit lane as they go. Oh. Josh Bailey. Josh spins, looks like on his own. Oh, catches the grass, coming off a downhill. Barely misses Kyle Robinson coming across the racetrack. And that car is destroyed. The front tire is completely off the car. And he is going to have to go in pits. That puts Jason back to P4 as they go uphill, through uphill, and you can see Kyle Robinson has caught these guys already. Jason trying to hold on, or Josh trying to hold on there, and mental error going down onto Sam Posey straight off of that last corner and just went a little wide, and that's all it takes. You touch the grass on your acceleration and you can go around very quickly. We've seen it plenty of times. Brandon putting the pressure on here as they go through turns 1 and 2. This is Big Bend. Cannot find a way to make that pass. He needs to get that lined up so he can get back on the run to try to catch up with the leaders. Adam Novotny, Richard Wishon. Richard's 3.5 seconds out in front of this. And Adam pulling away to a good 9-second gap. Richard is starting to catch him. Richard is a little quicker. As they're going on now, lap 15 of 48, coming through downhill across this front stretch. This is the best chance to pass, but you've got to be able to get a run coming off a downhill and down this Sam Posey straight. Without that, you'll never get by as you're going into turn 1, into Big Bend. Sorry about the background noise. Don't have any way to stop that one. But, watching this race number 15 of 17. There's only 2 to go, as that's a little bobble there from the 99, but Brandon's not close enough to take advantage, as the 99 trying to hop those turtles and didn't really throw him that far that time, but if he gets any more of that thing, he's probably going to wish he had. So we'll see how that goes for him as they continue on. Philip Scott in 3rd spot, trying to hold off Brandon Dooley. Brandon, I think, is just kind of biding his time for a minute. Maybe he's going to cool down the tires, make another run at it. See if he can get him, or see if he can find a spot where he can get a good run and make the pass. Go back up front with Adam Novotny, our leader, catching up with some lap traffic. He has now caught up with TJ Allman and Rick Wishon, both right in front of him now on the racetrack. We'll see how this goes. TJ has been very politically correct, shall we say, very, very polite as they have been catching him up till now. You know, Adam not in a tight battle for the lead right now, but I don't think that'll change how the 83 car treats the other drivers. Now within a second, Adam Novotny showing that blue flag to the 83 in front of him. Adam in the 326 BMW there with the very kind of psychedelic pattern paint there. And now right on the bumper of the 83 car. Being patient. Our leader caught the lap traffic. See if he can get by here on this little short chute. As he gets alongside, there's TJ pulling over, letting him go. As they go into West Bend and through downhill. Richard Wishon, next one to catch up with traffic. He's got that traffic out in front of him. But quite a bit of open track at the moment. And back to this battle for third spot. Philip Scott out front, Brandon Dooley, Jason Ray right together trying to get that to work. And Philip holding on to the spot so far, but Kyle Robinson has pretty much caught this group. It's now a four-way battle for second place. Kyle just 1 second back off of Jason Rave now for sixth. For third place, sorry. I said second place. Third place. Not quite to halfway. Gray Welsh has had another problem. Gray in the 19 car. That could have been a while ago. Can't find that one. That's all right. We'll go back to live and back to the front. Richard Wishon right now with the quickest lap on the racetrack with a 50.625. Fuel's starting to burn down, but the tires are also starting to wear out. 20 laps in on this 48 lap race, or 20 laps on lap 20, the 48 lap race, and these guys are going to start seeing some tire wear. We ran 36 laps in the previous race, and about this time in the race, about this 15-minute mark, 20-minute mark, people were starting to complain about the tire wear. Greg Prochnow in P12. He is a lap down already. He is right behind Rick Wishon. Rick is in P10, and here comes Adam. Adam coming on hard from behind. And that is allowing Richard, as Adam's mired down into traffic, that's allowing Richard with clean racetrack to get up to catch up with these guys. Gap now between the top two, just 7 seconds. As Adam once again has to slow down for this lap traffic through the uphill. See if he can get by. I'm guessing Greg is going to let him go by on the front stretch, but I'm not seeing a lot of blue flag courtesy from all these drivers. There he goes. And that's Todd Schwartz into the pits as well. As Adam goes by. Greg, lap down car, and Adam. Whoa, wrong car. Adam out front. Black and purple with 6.5 second lead over Richard Wishon in the 974. Richard still making some ground. He's gaining on him. His lap times have been really solid. Richard's lap time last time around, the 51.1 versus Adam's 51.5. Adam was in traffic. Richard has the traffic in front of him. He's got a couple cars now. Adam had to get by one more that not really got by him, but was in that group of one more as Todd Schwartz went into the pits. So Greg Prochnow has stopped on lap 13. That could be his only stop. I don't think so, though. I don't think you can make it that far. That would be 35 laps. Yeah, you probably can. You probably can make it that far. Although I'm not really sure. These cars have a little bit less fuel capacity than the other ones there. Brandon Dooley has something going on. Brandon Dooley has come into the pit lane. Brandon Dooley with an earlier stop. Stopping on lap 22. That might be as early as possible. He might be trying this undercut. He's going to grab some tires here.
Adam, I'll let you by on the front stretch. Sounds good.
And Rick letting the leader know that he's going to let him by. Brandon in the pits, gets tires, and he's going to see if he can get out and make another run as Rick lets the leader by. Second place, Richard Wishon, 6.7. Oh, and the 83 comes across and takes him out. Oh, no. Coming through downhill, through West Bend, downhill, the 83 just loses it again. I saw him do this earlier. Car just gets loose, comes around, hits the wall, completely out of control. The 974, nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Richard Wishon has been damaged, and we'll see if he's going to try to limp that back around to the pits, see if he can get that car fixed. He is in the pit window, but he is going to lose a ton of space with that damaged car trying to get around to the pits. Unfortunate. That was the driver in second position, and he is not able to control the car. I'm guessing he's going to have to tow that thing back to the pit lane, and he does just that. Brandon back on the racetrack after his pit stop, coming through No Name Straight, heading up to the chicane. He's got his fresh tires, he's got his full fuel load, and he has got the leader just 6 seconds behind him, as that is the time it takes to make a pit stop here. It's nearly a full lap to make a pit stop. That is full fuel and tires for the 14, dropping him back to P7, making it so only 7 cars now at this point are on the lead lap. That'll probably change again as we go through the pit stop cycle. Once everybody comes in, that'll probably cycle back around to about 10 cars. But yeah, this is starting to get spread out here, and the cars are dropping off. We've only got 12 left on the racetrack. Josh, Drew, and Ryan have all retired as Kyle Robinson pits from P4. Jason Ray chasing down Philip Scott still. I think Brandon may have had the better idea here. He seemed like he might have been able to get ahead of Philip Scott if he would have had the ability to get by him, but he was not able to pass, so that undercut, we'll see how that works out when Philip comes in to get his pit stop. We are past halfway. We're on lap 26 of 48 as they barely missed those turtles. You can see how big they are on that camera shot. Kyle Robinson loses a spot to Brandon Dooley as he comes out of the pits and through Big Bend. Brandon out there in front of him. Our leader, Adam Novotny, right behind the 28 of Kyle Robinson. So 6 cars now. Until Adam goes in, we're going to have quite a few cars looking as if they're a lap down. But Adam's going to have to come in here pretty soon and get his fuel. Kyle Robinson, P6, just 2.5 seconds in front of him. Adam running a great race tonight. We'll see how long he can go before he comes in. 27 laps out of 48 are complete now as he comes across the line. We'll see if he takes a dive in the pit lane this time, or if he's going to keep it going. Looks like he's going to keep it going. He's going to go on in the front now by a gap of 13 seconds to Philip Scott in second place. If Brandon can undercut Philip with the pit stops, Brandon might have a chance to run him down. We'll see how it works out, but that is a large gap he's going to have to make up. It's probably going to be a 12-second gap when he comes back out of the pits. Brandon did get fresh tires. We'll see if Adam does the same. We'll keep an eye on this as we go. There's not a lot of passing action on the racetrack right now. I'm sure that some of the stuff going on has been a little tight, a little close racing as we knew it would be. Very close action here, but we'll see how this plays out. Not too many drivers left in this series. We started with about 27 drivers, and today only 16 joined the server and only 15 started the race. So we got 2 races to go. Championship will be over. We'll do a little mid-season, off-season fun for season 7.7. We'll have some good times with that. We will be on the air for those, but it'll just be simulcast. I think it'll be a group race with everybody in it, and we'll see how that plays out. But just 2 to go. We'll be at Daytona next week. And then the finale at Spa. That'll be the final race of the season. And that will finish it up. We'll see if Brandon can hold on to the points lead. He should get full points for tonight. He is looking really good in P4 there. He's going to try to get as many points as he can. Plus, he won the sprint. That's an extra 100 points right there. So he's going to try to pull away. Brandon gets by Brett Fay as Brett comes into the pit lane. Adam goes by, making it just 5 cars now on the lead lap. Kyle with some fresh tires able to stay out front. Rick gets by Brett on the exchange. Rick in the 74, he's running the Porsche. He goes into Big Bend, coming into left-hander, and the 317 out of the pits right now. That's Brett coming out of the pit lane in P7. Jason has already pit. He is being run down now by Kyle Robinson. These two guys kind of came in together and have come out together. But Brandon has made that jump up in front of these two. And we'll see when. Here he goes. Here he goes. The leader is coming in. Leader in the pit lane as Adam Novotny comes into the pits. See if he takes tires. Watch him if the car jumps up. It does. That's going to be a full tire change. We'll see if anybody has the advantage here. The guys are way back there. And the 99 car also coming in the pits. The 99 is in, and the 326 is out. And where is Brandon? He's still coming through downhill. So Brandon has a long way to go. His lap car of Todd Schwartz lets him by. But Brandon closes the gap now to 10 seconds. He does get way out in front of Philip Scott as well as Jason Rabe and Kyle Robinson. All get by the 99 with the undercut, which worked perfectly for these guys. And now everybody on fresh tires. Everybody got enough fuel to go to the end. We got 18 laps to go in the race. Adam Novotny with an 11-second lead. I calculated 12. It was 11. That's pretty close. Todd Schwartz trying to stay out of the way as everybody's going through. Philip Scott's going to go uphill behind him. But that is going to bring Todd Schwartz together with Rick Wishon. That is going to be a battle for position now, as these two guys will be going at it. The lead is held by Adam Novotny in the 326 BMW. He is being chased by Brandon Dooley in the 14 car. The gap just 10 seconds. Small closing on the gap. Last lap times between them. We'll come around here in just a second. We'll see what that was on the last lap to see who's gaining and who's not. We can actually put up, I have a way to put up a head-to-head. Let me see if I can get it to go here. And we'll see if we can see if these guys have a chance to make any gains. First of all, let's see if I have this overlay working. There it is. Hey, it's right in the middle of the racetrack. All right, here's our head-to-head. You can see the lap times, the last lap times between Brandon and Adam. Adam did have his pit last time, so that's not a good number. We'll see what they get this time coming through. But Brandon running some 51s, and it looks like Jason also catching. So the gaps are tightening up. But Adam with a really good lap that time. Adam with a 50.8. Brandon with a 51.1. Adam pulling that back out to an 11-second lead. We'll keep this up here and try to keep watch as this race unfolds in front of us. The battle here between Rick and Todd Schwartz is a little intense as they're coming down into uphill, almost side by side. Now I know Rick has tried going through uphill side by side, didn't have a lot of success with that last time. So he is going to be trying to chase him down here on this front stretch. Sam Posey straight. We'll see if he can get him coming off a downhill and get a run. As the Porsche does look like he's got a run. Will Todd be able to hold him off? Or will Rick get this spot as they go into turn one? Todd's going to stay on the outside. Rick's diving to the inside, late on the brakes, makes the pass, and completes it. And that's Rick Wishon into P7. Brandon trying to run him down. Adam with the great laps. Adam still just throwing down some incredible laps out there. No one in front of him. He's got clear track. He just ran down his fastest lap of the race with a 50.5. Brandon with a 51.0. Jason with a 50.8. Kyle with a 50.9. All four of those top drivers right together, all within just a half a second of each other on the lap times. But Adam, with the advantage, pulling away, gaining a 10th here, a 10th there. That's all it is that he's getting. But he is getting it, and that is going to make him happy, because he's going to be able to finish this thing off if he can stay right where he is. With a 12-second gap between first and second. Brandon with just a second and a half lead over Jason Rabe. Brandon in second place, also in the BMW here. And you can see Jason in the white, or the yellow and green Porsche, trying to run him down. 1 second the gap. Jason, looks like it's back and forth. A 10th here, 2 tenths there, back and forth. The green means that Brandon is pulling away. The red means that Jason is gaining. So it's looks like an even number wash on that one, as Brandon has a good gain and then Jason has a good gain. That lap was dead even. 51.0 to a 50.98. So those guys are right close together. Kyle Robinson is trying to catch. He is currently in P4, trying to make some gains there, but he is losing ground to Jason Rabe by 6 tenths last lap. We'll see what he can do this time through. 10 minutes left. We're at the 10-minute mark. Lap 36 of 48. 10 minutes of racing remaining, and we will be done here with this one very shortly. These guys are flying out here. 50.497, new fastest lap for Adam Novotny as he goes across the line. And Brandon with a 51 flat again. He is right there. And Jason, we'll see if Brandon makes any improvements this time through as he crosses the line right now. And I'm not looking at him anymore, so I can't see his time. There we go. Brandon with a 51.2 and Jason with a 51.4. So Adam pulling away. Jason and Brandon still back and forth. Brandon pulled away 2 tenths of a second over Jason that last lap. But Adam is pulled away over a half a second in the last one. And these guys are trying to run him down. But Adam in command of this race. There is a hit on a turtle from Brandon. We'll see if that causes any damage to the car. I don't think it will. But we'll see if he can hold on to that. If it causes any problems, we'll know soon, because Jason will be able to close that gap up. And right now, he's still holding on, because Brandon's still trying to put that gap in, but not able to run down the speedy Adam Novotny. Now, this could be a factor here. Greg Prochnow, lap down in 10th position. He is pulled out in front of Brandon Dooley, who's trying to stay, first of all, in second place, and next try to catch Adam Novotny. He makes it go a little wide. Jason Rabe coming around as well. Kyle Robinson next, and Greg does a great job of letting all these guys go through. But another 4 tenths of a second and a big gap there. 8 tenths Adam pulling away, and it looks like Adam coming up on some lap cars now, but he is really in command of this one with about 10 laps to go this time by. 10 to go, 10 to go. Adam Novotny out in the front in the 326 BMW, followed by Brandon Dooley in the number 14 BMW. Jason Rabe in the number 2 Porsche is then followed by Kyle Robinson in the number 28 DRS SimSport Porsche. And Kyle being followed by Philip Scott. A little bit of a gap there. That's about 5 seconds back. Philip's holding on to P5 and is currently battling, or what? No, he's got quite a gap. No battle there for Philip. He's got a 5-second gap to Kyle, and he has a 23-second back to Brett, and Brett is running in. Brett's running in P6. P7 is Rick Wishon, and Brett is right in front of our leader as they're coming into uphill now. So gonna want to let this guy go here. He doesn't really want to mess up this race. Brett needs to make that happen. Adam right now just 0.4 of a second behind. Brett moving over, but not
Just outside. Adam.
enough. Blue
Thank
flag, blue flag 317.
Yes, sir.
Blue
Yes, sir.
flag. Did let him by, but that was slowed him down. That was not the right way to do it, but he did get by. Adam Novotny out front, Brandon Dooley in second, Jason Rabe in third, Kyle Robinson fourth, Philip Scott in fifth, Brett Fay in the 317. Right here in P6, he's being chased down, if possible, by Rick Wishon. 25-second gap. Brett and Rick both a lap down to the leader now. Only 5 cars on the lead lap as they go. Todd Schwartz in the 420. He is running in P8. Richard Wishon really fast early on, the 974. Got caught up in an incident with the 83 car and threw him off his game here. He is back to P9. Greg Prochnow in the 212. He is running amongst some of the leaders. Kyle Robinson just got by, and now he's being chased down by Philip Scott. Greg is 2 laps down to the lead. Trying to let these guys go and not cause too much trouble. Greg's been really good at being polite and letting these guys go by. There he does it again to let Philip Scott through. And Gray Welch in the 19 car. He is currently running in P11. Oh, and he's running faster laps than Brett Fay, who is in front of him by more than a lap. But Brett might be damaged. It looks like he's got quite a bit of damage on that car. And Brett holding on to P6, but the gap has closed up. That was a 25-second gap. That may have just happened. I don't see the damage here. Oh, yeah, it's there. All right. Well, he must have had that earlier. But he is not running the speeds he wants to run. Didn't seem like that damage was there when the leader was going around him, so that may have happened recently. But the gap, Rick Wishon is closing that gap. Now down to 13 seconds. So he might be able to get him here before the end. Adam Novotny out in front, commanding lead, 15 seconds over Brandon Dooley in second spot.
Thanks,
Brandon may have resigned to just take the P2. Brett was nicely allowed Brandon by there on the front straight. Trying not to make any more outcome changes or any outcome changes on the race. Yeah, Brett did crash on lap 40. That was just recently. We didn't catch it. Didn't catch it quick enough. Watching the race instead of my screens. And we got 5 laps to go here for the leaders. Coming down through downhill. Coming on to lap 45. Just 4 to go now. Adam way out front. Still 15 seconds the gap. He's got some clear track in front of him. He has the 974 out in front, but the 974 is very fast. Even though he's laps down, even though he is a lap down, he is not going to be able. He's not going to be able to catch him too quick. With 51.1, Richard ran the last lap. He's just had that incident early on, and he is probably not going to catch him here before the end of the race, as they have 3 to go. 3 laps to go for Adam Novotny going across the line. And I don't see anything crazy going on. Jason Rabe trying to get by. Brett also.
Thank you, Gray.
Brett should
Yeah,
just
buddy.
move over here. I'm not sure why he is not just moving over.
Come on, man. You're let down.
Guess he let him go.
What are you even saying? I went outside. Calm down.
Adam, come across the line one more time. 2 laps to go. As he clicks off another one. Adam out front. Last lap, 51.4. Able to hold that gap, even stretch it out just a little bit to Brandon. He's got a nearly 16-second lead here. With just 2 laps to go, Adam has gotten that great jump off the start of the feature. It is making some good headway here. Brandon in second spot, followed by Jason, who just got by Brett Fay. On the last one, Kyle Robinson in the 28 car is next up to number 4th position. And let's see what's going on back here between Brett and Rick. That battle a lap down to everybody else. Brett trying to hold on. Rick is not in sight yet. And it looks like Brett's going to be able to hold on to that P6. As long as he doesn't hit any more of those turtles. I don't know what caused the incident on lap 40. Major damage there. He's down to 8 seconds at the gap ahead of Rick. Rick has closed it up, but I don't think he's going to have enough. With just one more time around, Adam Novotny takes the white flag, comes around left-hander. He's going to finish this one up in the front. As long as no mistakes on the uphill. Looks like he's slow. Looks like Adam has slowed. He's losing a lot of time. But all he's got to do is make it through West Bend and down the hill. Maybe he's saving fuel. Maybe he cut it a little tight on the fuel. But he could coast from here. All he's got to do is put the clutch in. And yeah, he's not under power, so he is coasting. What's he doing? He's coming across the start-finish line in the pit lane. And that allows Brandon, I think that...
Good race, Adam, Brandon, Jason. Good job.
I'm not really sure what happened there. If I missed it, if the timer ran out. Timer may have run out. We ended 1 lap early.
Yeah,
we did that on the other calculation. Checkered flag was out. Adam Novotny takes the checkered flag. That was 1 lap short. So that one ended with Adam Novotny at the point. Brandon Dooley taking second spot. Jason Rabe in third. Let's go down here to the lobby, see if we can catch Jason, who finished third. I don't see the other guys in the chat yet that are in the top 3. Hey guys, nice race there. Good finish there, Jason. Hey guys, good race. Nice finish for you, Jason. P3 after all that. A little dicey in the early parts, but managed to hold on to it for the end.
Yeah, I'll take it. Not my favorite track, so a decent finish I'll take anytime.
Yeah, that was a tight track. A lot of tight racing through there. But good job. I don't see the leaders. I don't see Adam and Brandon anywhere here in chat, so we'll say hi to you as we finish up our race stream here. Adam Novotny takes the win. I think it was 1 lap short. Was it 47? Did the timer run out? I thought I had 1 to go and then it was over.
You know, I think I ran 48.
Did you? All right. Well,
Could be wrong. I was so focused on driving that I wasn't really paying attention.
I was back in the pack looking at a battle because one of the guys was catching another one, and I was trying to see if he was going to make it, and then all of a sudden he went back to the leader and he's pulling the pits. So, all good. It's all good. Everything worked out. Looks like a fun race. A lot of tight racing, tough to pass out there. Looked like very difficult to get by.
It was extremely difficult. Passing's hard anyway, but it was harder than normal here.
Yeah, it's a tough racetrack. A lot of spins on downhill. That seemed to be a big area where a lot of damage was happening. And
Yeah, car got pretty loose right there. Pretty much every lap, so.
right. Okay, well, I'm going to drop down in the other lobby, see if I can catch a couple of these guys and see how they did. Good
All
race,
right,
man.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you.
Todd, nice holding on there. Good job. P8.
Yeah, thanks. This is the first time back using my left foot now.
Got that cast off, huh?
Yeah, just strengthening it up now and getting back at it.
All right. Well, good to have you out on the racetrack, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Catch you guys on the next one. Hey, everybody. Ron in the broadcast booth checking in with the rest of everybody. Can't find our race
They're
winner.
hiding.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
hiding.
They're hiding. They went somewhere. I'm not sure where they went, but really good run for everybody. It was very exciting. There was a lot going on all the time, start to finish.
Heck
It was
yeah.
nuts. It was absolutely
Awesome.
nuts.
Awesome. It was a good run, man. Had a good time.
Yeah. Rick pulled up a 7th spot. Brett, you had some damage. You did something right after the leader
Yeah.
went by you. I don't know what happened. I tried to
Yeah,
go back
I just
and catch
lost it in downhill.
Okay. That is so common that the Porsches were coming
Yeah.
around in downhill.
It's hard. It's a really hard corner.
I saw
Wants to oversteer.
Yeah, I saw a lot of cars, especially in those Porsches, coming around in downhill and just kind of losing it. You were not alone, but yeah, it was quite a race. Quite a race.
Yep. It was fun. Sweating.
Yep.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
All right, guys. Well, it was a good race. Thanks everybody for racing hard and having fun, and we'll catch you guys
Sure.
on the next one.
Later
Thank you.
on.
Yeah.
Later on.
They were-